Welcome back to another video on Papa Genius Urban Politics. My name is Stacy and I appreciate your support on this channel. And so we're going to talk a little bit about a very special person today, but I want to invite you to the Fafo University. We are not accredited. We have no way of providing student loans. We are not federally funded, and do not even think about on us calling or Department of Education, because we will close up shop very fast. And we are accepting new student graduates from the Equality Learning Center in Minnesota. We are giving out free scholarships to those graduates. Our math class today, and the problem on the board is FA plus FO equals Chud the builder. Now he will learn how to leave black people alone. That's the question on the board. That is the math problem on today. And so he's not only been in trouble for this current issue, but he's also been in trouble in the past. I mean, numerous times. Even this, for allegedly not paying his $371 restaurant bill, and calling people the N-word on the stream while he was being arrested. He's a thief, calling other people the N-word, trying to insult black people, and yet you are shoplifting. You are a thief, a common criminal. And this is who I'm going to tell my grandkids one day, that this was originally Bob the Builder. So Chud the Builder's bond for the current crime he committed, which is attempted murder, and his bond is currently set at $1.25 million. $1.25 million, or even just a percentage of that, that's a lot of money. Not all everyday or average Americans have that type of money or access to that money. You have some that do. It could take a couple of days to get to it, but who wants to invest or to risk losing that type of money on someone who themselves are a flight risk? There's just no sense into it. And also, he incited the event, and it happened in front of a court. Everything was on camera. He is the one who created the rage bait. He incited an argument with someone who was minding their business, and see, it ended up backfiring on him. His evil intent was to harm or cause detriment to a person of color, but he ended up actually causing harm to someone in his own race. And we're people like, I hate that people like him are walking around on the earth, because we're all God's children. We have different complexions, but we all are God's children. And to walk around acting as if you are so much better than everyone else and you're beneath them, we'll get more into the ideology behind that very shortly. Depending on people within his community that share his sentiment to donate to him so that he can get out. Because when he heard that judge hand down that large bail amount, I don't think he was prepared for that. He looked like he was already defeated. So that is now his problem. And I'm pretty sure one of these organizations online is going to allow him to get funded for something that he committed, and almost took someone's life and could have harmed the lives of both men and women in blue. Resources, innocent people who were standing around. He thought it was a game. So I feel like we let him sit there. The aliens are trying to figure out how stupid can Chud the Builder really be to have went out there and shot himself along with his own people when he originally went out there to antagonize a person of color.
They're calling this the Chud the Builder disclosures because he's so stupid. And another thing, they're also pissed off about these gas prices. They thought they were going to make an appearance and then stop by a local marathon or Shell gas station and load up. But now they're looking at walking back home to another galaxy because these gas prices are so high. And then, out of all of this commotion of him going to jail now for being the dud of the year, I found out that not only is he around here wearing a big mustache, a cowboy hat, and a whole lot of audacity, but he's also a fairy. No. You don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, he's literally a fairy. Like, we got receipts. Like, he's a fairy on my daddy. He's a baddie. He out here looking like a whole Tinkerbell in purple. Yeah, that's him. That explains a whole lot to me. Because you are mad, you are upset. Not only are you broke, but you are also upset that you have to walk around in the world hiding your true sexual identity. You can't be who you want to be because you don't have enough money to be who you want to be. And so you walk around here not only taking out your anger of being broke, but you also taking out your anger for your sexual frustration. And come to find out that he allegedly has had sexual relationships with this said black man. Yes, let me give you some clarity, because the woman of color on the left is actually biologically not a woman. She is a transgender woman with her full package still attached. She never went through a full change. According to her, both her and her ex-wife entered into relationships with him in the past. And he states that he usually signs NDAs with all of his male partners because he is a full biological man that has chosen to live his life as a transgender woman. And Chud the Builder and himself and his wife have a long-term history with each other. And it just reminds me, and it's all alleged now, this is all alleged, but this is according to this trans woman account of them. And you go and see the video, and I'm going to play a little bit of the video. You're going to see that they're not hiding anything, and they're not saying allegedly, so obviously they must have some type of proof, because you can be sued for stuff like that. And I just think to myself on how I noticed that it never seems to fail, that when there are a lot of highly overly conservative conventions that happen, they usually report that Grindr, which is a popular gay male app, a lot of times it has a lot of heavy traffic. So much traffic to where they get their most crashes during these times. And I'm not lying. Like, here's an article on it. So I'm not lying. And I'm not trying to insult anyone's sexuality. But I'm just making a comparison here that a lot of those individuals, like this former congressman who was so right-wing, so self-righteous, always putting down groups of people, and yet he was living a double life according to the pictures that he's been seen in. Same thing with Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines puts down black people, people of color, his own people, and he too has a possible hidden side to himself. You know, a lot of these people who put down one group of persons are just projecting hate towards themselves because they're not happy with themselves. For the following footage of Chuck the Builder, please excuse the following content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now getting exposed left and right. A black woman has now came out to let people know that she was in a relationship with Chud the Builder, and she claimed she was pegging him. I don't know what's the latest obsession with all these men now admitting that they were either getting pegged or accusations they were getting pegged. But apparently Chud was loving himself some BBC. Pause.
Yeah, you were cool as shit. I remember you. I don't remember you that much, but I do remember I know you. See it? We got roots.
We're following Liver King. You used to sell me weed. I fed you before.
It's been a long time.
Oh, so the girl he met is like, oh, yo, I'm in a different version of you. Like, you weren't this racist. What the hell happened to you?
Bringing this up because Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions.
Streamer Chet the Builder reportedly shot someone and shot himself in an altercation outside a courthouse in Tennessee. According to police, the situation unfolded quickly and turned violent in front of the courthouse. Authorities say both individuals involved sustained gunshot wounds during the altercation, sending emergency crews rushing to the scene within minutes. One of the injured individuals was transported to the hospital by helicopter due to the seriousness of the injuries. However, officials have now confirmed that both people are currently listed in stable condition as doctors continue monitoring them. But here's where the story becomes even more serious. We're being told that Chet is considered a suspect in the case and is now in police custody while investigators work to determine exactly what led up to the shooting. At this time, police have not released details about what sparked the altercation, whether the two people knew each other, or what charges may be filed. Investigators say they are still gathering evidence and speaking with witnesses. Authorities also confirmed that more updates will be released as the investigation continues. What do you think happened in this situation? Let me know in the comments.
So we're gonna have a bail.
I'm gonna set just a bond right now till we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set initial bond at $1.25 million. $1.25 million. Based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, we're here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of
that's a lot of money. He's gonna have to have someone to give a percentage of to bond him out with him being such a flight risk. Now, who would want to contribute towards that? But remember, I said that earlier, but you actually do have hate groups that are contributing their own hard-earned money towards his efforts and his legal troubles. Things that he incited, money that they could be given towards their own kids' college funds, okay? Or, God forbid, any type of illness that may come up in their children's future, they can have some money set aside. No, they would rather invest it into hate. And he is not just like some innocent person that just, he had some fun making some instant viral moments. No, he is a criminal. He's actually walked out on tabs in restaurants. He has had an ongoing criminal issue. This man is not all the way there. And you're going to hear the E911 call where he incited all of this violence. And you got to understand that not only were regular everyday civilians in jeopardy for their lives, but once you bring guns into the situation and then you call 911 to dispatch out police, you're then putting police officers' lives in a dangerous situation as well. And all of this went on in front of a courthouse. That is so dangerous. That's a public place. That's so dangerous. But yeah, here it goes right here where he called people an N-word on a stream and was arrested allegedly for not paying a pretty considerate amount for a restaurant bill. You know, that is just so... That sounds like him.
Somebody get him a banana. I walked up to him because they were pointing at me, They were laughing, they were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Where's your weapon at?
They have everything.
Whose weapon is that right there?
I believe that's. Is that yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's talking to them right now. Oh no, you guys are good to do your thing. Okay. He has a graze. I call it a graze to the left arm. He has slight abrasion right here on his head. Okay. Maybe some scrapes. Slight lightheadedness. No shortness of breath. No issues with memory that I know of. Okay. Hey, what's up with that one?
A little overwhelmed, but.
What's up with this one? You had a shot to the stomach. I'm gonna look at it.
Did I shoot myself, or did it graze it?
You penetrated, yeah. Shit. Look at this. I got more 4x4 for you too. Skill 1.
Chud is a person that was already in failure mode. He is a tool for the wealthy white man. The wealthy white man cannot be seen in public doing things that are not ethical or seen as appropriate, or they don't want to be labeled as being quote unquote racist. So what they do is they get more lower class, poor versions of themselves. They give them a little bit of change, and that little change actually can change their lives, and so they get totally sold and committed into doing heinous acts and crimes. This has been going on before even Black Americans even got into the situation. They were doing this to lower serfs back in Europe. Okay, they were doing that over here to the indigenous people, to the Polynesian people. I mean, to any indigenous persons of their land, this is something that's perpetuated time and time again. And because he was in a failed state, he was willing to do anything. You know, I didn't play the full extent of that trans woman who shared their history together. It gets very graphic. But let's just say that he goes on to say that not only was he his drug dealer, I'm talking about Chud was allegedly his drug dealer, him and his ex-wife's drug dealer, but both him and his ex-wife allegedly performed sexual acts with each other. And so, yes, you heard me say that it's a Black trans man who is a woman now. He's living as a woman, but he has never had a physical sex change. And I just think to myself that why stoop so low when we've been here, the people that he targets, Black Americans, we've been here in regards to slavery because we were here before slavery, but we've been here in far as the transatlantic slavery since 1619 and the White Line ship that pulled into Virginia, right? We were told, keep your head down, do your job, and you'll survive, right? Then you went on to say to us, stay with your own kind, don't bother anybody, no one to bother you, just follow the laws, right? Okay. We was released, our people were released from slavery with $0, but Society told Black Americans that you can still make things happen. It's all up to you as a people. Work over 200 and somewhat years for free. The laws were to never get educated, never to marry, never to own any property. And after you were released, you were given absolutely nothing but a dead promise, right? And then they said, along with your dead promise and your $0, you now need to come into society where we are the majority and you are now the minority, and you need to get yourself some boots. Pick yourselves up, tie your bootstraps. But instead of being fair, you decided to burn not only the bootstraps, but the crosses and the boots. Because it's not enough for us to just want to be free, to be able to have our own autonomy, to work for ourselves. No, there has to be a humiliation process after the freedom of slavery here in the United States. And it's a humiliation process that happens for generation to generation to generation. And Chud the Builder and the machine that is behind him and those that support this ideology, they are the ones that are the majority. They're the majority. That's the thing about it. It's like, I can understand if we're like neck and neck in population, but you're the overwhelming majority. And Black people are only at 10 to 13% right now. Used to be 15%, but now those numbers are dwindling down. So it's like 10 to 13%. And you're now even able to see it in voting and in elections, that the Black vote has dwindled considerably and will continue with this new law being smashed down for the Voting Rights Act. And so we see pennies in comparison to being the minority versus the majority, right? And not only do Black Americans primarily see pennies due to laws, due to other social issues that are going on. I mean, it's just blatant. Just the performance of individuals like Chud the Builder and the machine that's behind him, it shows that it's always designed to keep us at the very bottom. Always to keep us at the very bottom. It's a part of the humiliation process for being Black and expecting freedom. When Black people expected freedom and expected equality, not only did we ask for equality for ourselves, but we demanded equality for everyone. And so Chud the Builder and the machine behind him knows that the majority of Black America, unfortunately, are here, especially in 2026. And so they know that the school to prison pipeline is the new plantation. They know that there are only but so many opportunities for a lot of Black men. And they know that there is no longer a ladder of like DEI, affirmative action, any of that. But they don't care, because the people that are in the same economic bracket as Chud the Builder, they too have had the ladder pulled up from underneath them, from the upper wealthy class. Yes, they have also been thrown off the ladder. They can be used as a tool at any time. And when they're done with them, they pull the ladder from underneath them as well. They too experience their own types of frustrations economically, being if you're poor and white, underclass. Yeah. And we'll go into that a little bit more deeper. When you're underpaid on your job, when you work a factory blue collar type of job, yeah, that's because unions also were organized to help to give rights to not only just all of Americans. It really started with poor white men that worked in these steel factories during the Industrial Revolution, these coal mines. And then, because for a long time women didn't have rights, they didn't have a whole lot of rights, but these were agencies to help protect
the poor white working class. And then those rights trickle down to everyone else. They too have boots that have been burned. Except for they're given another pair of boots that have been used. And then they are told to make do with it. And if you don't make do with it, then you're not a true patriot. If I burn your boots and I give you bad, worn down, holes in the sole type of boots and you complain about it, you're not a true patriot. If I tell you that the economy is doing well, even though you cannot put enough gas in your truck to take yourself back and forth to work to be able to earn a living for you and your family, you're not a true patriot if you go against that. Because the one thing that you can depend on is that you are not black in America. And I guarantee you certain privileges with not being black in America. And if that's the only benefit that I have, and I actually believe that gives me some type of consolidation, that I'm going to protect it by all means, by any means necessary. And that's because that's a failure mindset. Why be the slave class? Why be the slave class, and why allow someone to use you as a tool to further your own economic degradation and pass it off and your frustrations on to the people who have the least? What sense does that make? And that is why Trump said what he said. I love the poorly uneducated. I love the poorly uneducated.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
Because once we use them, they don't realize they're being used until it's too late. We'll tell you, we'll protect you. It's okay to slap them. It's okay to say the N-word. It's okay. We'll protect you until they don't. And after it's all said and done, you're still making this. Really nothing more than the people that you antagonize, that you insult, that you terrorize. Because you know that it is forbidden for you to come here and actually bid your burden to the real people in charge, to the power brokers, to those who inherit power and the lineage and the breeding and the social circles that you're not allowed into. You would never come here and act in such a way, because that's against the code. So instead, you take out your frustrations on the less powerful. And that's Chud the Builder. And that's why he's here where he's at. And if you think I'm lying, listen to the person who spoke earlier, the same trans woman who he allegedly had relationships with in the past. And she's claiming that he used to be her drug dealer, and that he admitted that he knew her. He admitted that, yeah, they were together. But the way that he went about it, she had to get on to social media and clarify exactly who she was and how they actually knew each other from the past. But even she talks about how there is a power behind Chud the Builder, and he's just a tool. He is the less educated. He didn't finish college. There's a lot of tools out there. Steven Crowder is a tool. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was a tool. A lot of these guys should have an advantage, but a lot of times they're failing in life. And so the only thing that they can depend on is racism. They don't finish college. And you can't say, oh, well,
College is stupid. If that's the case, then why do the white elites send all of their kids to college and their wives? Look at this list of Trump's children. All of them have gone to pretty much good schools, and his current son is going to school now. He's in university now. So that's always been the lineage of wealthy white people from Europe over here into the Americas.
Your favorite politicians, your local doctors, and your local lawyers are sponsoring him. Which is why, once again, I told you guys, don't chip out. Don't fucking react.
She's saying the doctors, the lawyers. The reason that Chud the Builder is going around and doing this to black people is because he's sponsored. He told one guy, I make $50,000 a week. Like, they're paying him to go out and do this.
This is all a psyop. It's a fucking psyop to push the New World Order, Agenda 2030, to incite a race war. And the reason why he's now acting out against his own people, white people, is because he needs to become so nationally known that when somebody does take him out, and if it's one of us, there's your race war.
It's up to $50,000. $50,000. This message right here was from Christopher. He gave $1,160. He said, my brothers and I became aware of what happened, and we're compelled to help. As patriots and champions of free speech, we know exactly what you're going through. It's best to face this brotherhood with the brotherhood behind your back. Who the fuck is the brotherhood? Your countrymen are near. Christopher and the Deep South Network. The Deep South Network sounds a lot like the Klan, doesn't it? Sounds like a lot like the Klan, isn't it?
You know what really ticks me off is that there's this southern white racist group that's contributing hundreds of thousands of dollars behind a criminal. And you know who else is down in the South? St. Jude Children's Hospital, that specializes in pediatric medicine, especially in oncology, the study of cancer, pediatric cancers. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of children they treat, where parents do not have to worry about a dime, because it's not fair that children get cancer. But no. We spend our money, we're going to be racist and spend our money on a failing Chud the Builder. And this is what I'm talking about. I can't feel bad for certain people in our country. I just can't feel bad for them when you already have a step above and you still haven't taken advantage of that. And it reminds me of the very well-known statement that the late president Lyndon B. Johnson said, and a lot of people don't like it, but he was right on the money when he said this: if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pockets. Heck, give him somebody to look down on, and he'll pick his pockets for you. And this is just classic lowest white man Chud the Builder, picking his pockets for the wealthy white man, being a tool for the white wealthy that are racist. Not all white people, but those that are white and racist and wealthy, using their wealth to wield the power of racism when you are already the majority. And instead of taking that and using it towards altruism, something good towards society, humanity, for the benefits of your own future children, your own future grandchildren, and so on and so forth. Please let me know what you think about this situation, and what is your opinion about it. Because this is my opinion about it. This is how I see it. This is Chud the Builder is the epitome. He is the poster child for what Lyndon B. Johnson stated back decades ago. His words have not hit the ground yet. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to your comments in the comment section. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
Educated. I love the poorly educated.
Well, I can say what I want.
Exactly. And
what is it?
we can say if we want.
Well, I'm going to tell you something I don't agree with that.
Oh, these boomers.
I got blacks in my family.
It's okay.
So
Blacks.
fuck you, man.
No, or what? You lover. You heard me.